Welcome everyone to the 2025-2026 Bowling Promotion Tour. We kick off our TV matches with our Youth Series, and today we will crown our Youth Champion. As in previous years, all our competitors have bowled 18 games of qualifying, and our top two youth players are shown here, with Simon Rosofsky leading all qualifiers. Taking a closer look, we have 22-year-old Louis Cheviet, who averaged 199 in qualifying and has only been bowling for 2 years. He'll be up against 21-year-old Jack Blyth, who also averaged 199 in qualifying, and he started bowling when he was just 8 years old. As the bowlers complete their practice, we will tell you we are here at the Malo Bowling Center in La Meziere, France, about 200 miles west of Paris, for our TV finals. And the bowlers getting a nice hand as they complete their practice. It looks like Jack is warming up with a reality check, and Louis looks like he's going to go with urethane to start. And here he is throwing plastic at the 7-pin. We'll now turn to Philippe Sionville, who's the referee for our matches. He will offer the starting lane choice to Jack Blyth, who was the higher seed. I'm Bruce Hall, and along with Marc Chavet, we provide the international commentary for these TV matches. And without further ado, let's get to our match. Okay, here we go. You can see our perspective on the match. We are using lanes 21 and 2 today at the Malo Bowling Center. As we think about our match, Jack clearly has the edge in experience, having many more years of bowling under his belt and winning the 2024 Junior Dutch Open and Dutch Open Masters. Outside of the Bowling Promotion Tour, Jack is averaging 218 and Louis an even 200 despite only bowling for 2 years. As we look at our qualifying once again, you can see that our qualifiers were 9th and 10th in the standings, with Simon Rosofsky from Slovakia leading all qualifiers, averaging just over 228. He edged out America's Tim Foy by just 20 pins. We think about our pattern. It is Kegel's Main Street today, a recreational pattern with 41 feet of length, 24 mils of oil, and a 12.5 to 1 ratio of oil in the middle of the lane compared to the outside. Can expect a lot of hook from the outside of the lane and some hold towards the middle, although the 24 mils relatively small amount of oil might not provide as much hold as higher volume or longer patterns. Jack Blyth is an Englishman and Louis is from France. Once again, our tour is multinational with 9 nations represented. And looks like we're about to get underway here. Here is our referee, Louis Sionville, kicking us off. Looks like Jack Blyth will start on the left lane. Again, he had the slightly higher qualifying score over Louis, and he has chosen to start on the left lane. Quite often, higher seed bowlers will have their opponents start because that means the pressure's on them in the 10th frame to finish the match. But Jack has elected to start on the left lane, and let's see if he has a reason for that. Maybe he likes the right lane better, and that's the lane he wants to finish on. Jack, again, a seasoned competitor in match play. So here we go. It's our first ball of the 2025-2026 Bowling Promotion Tour season. So glad you are with us. And Jack Blyth has the honor. And let's see how he makes out with his first shot. It's looking a little left, and he goes to the crossover side and gets the Jersey squasher, as we call it. So he clearly did not like that shot. Might have been a little TV jitters here. Gets a little fast with his feet, goes left and crosses about the 4th arrow. That's definitely not where he's aiming. So left of target, again, as we said, not a lot of hold on a pattern like this, but there's definitely more room to the right for miss room for Jack. Now, Louis' first shot again. Pressure under the TV lights. Let's see how he does. It's a pretty good looking shot. He turns it up and he carries his opening shot for a strike. And to tie up the match, nice shot under pressure, Louis Chavet. That is urethane. You can see that ball rolling up. He crossed about the 14 board maybe and out. Very, very firm and confident opening shot by this young man. And you can see he wipes all the oil off that urethane ball. Urethane is known for the oil not absorbing inside the ball, so anything you leave on the outside might affect your next shot, so you have to wipe it off quite aggressively. And now Lee gets it. Oh, got that ball to the left early, and look at it spark off that dry. So as we were saying, quite a bit of dry to the outside of the lane, and Louis gets it to that dry early. Look, it's not even halfway down the lane, and it's way out in that dry, that friction, and the ball hooks up high, leaving a 4-7 combination. And Louis will go to his plastic ball and go cross lane. As you can see, this is his first time in the Bowling Promotion Tour. Covers the 4-7. And nicely done. Again, a lot hard to describe the pressure of the TV lights if you've never experienced it. But one thing you can experience is the Bowling Promotion Tour. The 2026-2027 tour will be organized soon. And that tour will typically occur around the late September, early October time frame. You get to tour France. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as we go. Here's Jack's second shot. Can he get this one a little bit to the right? No, that one's left as well. And it goes through the beak and leaves the very difficult 3-6-9-10 combination. And I'll tell you that this is one of the toughest spare leaves out there that's not a split and not a washout. And let's see how Jack attacks it. You almost have to go with your strike ball because you need the ball to carry the 3-6-10, but you also need it to hook and take out the 9 pin, the sleeper pin in the back. So let's see how Jack goes about it. And again, it's left, and he does a square chop off the 3 and the 9. So unfortunately, that's 3 balls in a row that are left of target for Jack Blyth. So he's going to have 26th in the second with an open. And now let's see if he can start getting this ball a little bit further to the right. Will he make an adjustment is the question. Does he trust that he just pulled these first couple, or does he really think it's the lane hooking early? What adjustment do you make? We're all constantly making these small adjustments as we bowl. Watch that ball go right and late to the pocket. And looks like he over-adjusted, or maybe he made the move with his feet and then he made a good shot. So the combination has the ball going too far right, and it can't make the corner and comes up and nudges out that 8 pin. He leaves the 2-10 combination. This is makeable. And now Jack is going to go over to his IQ 78 Tour ball, IQ Tour 78. And this ball does have some hook to it, even though he's using it as a spare ball, as a urethane offering. And he gets it on the left side of the lane outside where that dry is, and unfortunately the ball hooks enough that he goes by the 2 pin, and once again he has 8 out in his third frame, giving him 34 in the third. So tough start for Jack Blyth. Let's see if Louis Cheviet can capitalize on the early missteps by Jack Blyth. And looks like he got that left a little bit, not by much. It was pretty sensitive. Thought he threw that ball pretty well, like he did the first shot on this lane. I think it gets further to the left. Maybe this is the tighter lane. We really don't know the characteristics of this particular pair very well, this being the very first match we're calling. So let's see how the personality of these lanes starts to show itself. This right lane might be a little bit tighter for the left-handers. Now the 3-9 combination for Cheviet, and he goes out and back and covers it nicely. And that's 3 marks for Cheviet, and off to the early 24-pin lead. These bowlers visited 4 different bowling centers before we got here for the TV finals. And they bowled 18 games of qualifying in 2 different locations. They had some team play, some exhibition play, and it was quite the tour of France before we got here for the TV finals. Cheviet, left lane, went high the first time here. What does he do here? He comes out and he, oh my goodness, a 7-9 split. Look at this. He makes a much, much better shot than last time. You can see the ball is to the right, more in the oil, but the ball comes up so weakly that it leaves the 7-9 split. I wonder if he had a bad rack or maybe that was just the urethane. Compared to how that ball hooked in the first frame, this is really a surprise. And with all the power Cheviet is able to put on that ball, I'm really surprised that he got such a bad break. So with the 7-9, he's just going to go for the 1, and that will leave him open in the fourth frame. So that will cut his lead to 22. And unfortunately, that'll give him, actually he cuts his lead to 11 now in the fourth frame. And now let's see if Jack Blyth can get things figured out here. He's going to take a breath, and let's see if we can get our feet under us, make a little more confident shot, get back to our original line. Didn't really need to move, we just need to make a better shot. And here he goes, right over the 12 board. Nice shot there by Jack, and he carries the strike. And really calmed down. He settled himself down on that shot. He says, get into that pocket. Good shot there by Jack Blyth. Actually, that ball crosses about 16 board. Gets out to about 8. It's pretty well textbook on how to play this Main Street pattern. And Jack on the board with his first strike. And he's down 11. He can get to within 1 if he can strike on this ball. Another pretty good looking shot. He turns it up and he dead flushes it. Great shot there by Blyth. And he gets to within 1 pin already. He was in an early 24 pin hole, but due to the open by Cheviet and the double by Jack, you can take care of some pins very quickly that way. And he gives himself back within 1 pin in the match. So now, what is Louis going to do on this left lane? And another pretty good looking shot. He gets up, and that's a weak 7 for Cheviet. Again, this urethane ball, urethane is not typically the choice for most players on wet dry, as we call them, recreational shots, because the ball tends to straighten out and you don't have enough hitting power on the back. And you have to play deep into the oil. Urethane doesn't like to hook a whole lot. It's more of a type of a surface that is used to be control on harder lanes. So usually for easier lanes, unless it's a purple hammer. Purple hammers are softer and they'll hook a little more. And there is a nice cover on the 7 pin there by Cheviet, and that will leave him clinging to his 1 pin lead, and we're halfway through the match. Our bowlers visited, as we said, several bowling centers around France. Now we've gone high, and then we left a 7-9. What do we do here? And high again for the same 4-7 split. And that's going to put him in arrears, actually, now in the match. And he comes up high again, so he's very... that left lane has Cheviet's number so far. He's gone high, then a 7-9 in the pocket, and high again for the 4-7. And once again converts the spare. The bowlers bowled 12 of their 18 games of singles qualifying at 868 bowling in Bayeux, France, in the northwest corner. Then we had team series at Avranches near the coastal town of Mont-Saint-Michel. Then the final 6 games of qualifying were conducted at Bowling-Le Sphere in Fontaine-le-Comte, about 200 miles southwest of Paris. That's where last year's TV matches were filmed. And then they bowled a team exhibition at Chateaubriand. And finally, our TV finals are here at the Cap Malo Bowling Center in La Meziere, about 200 miles west of Paris. And here is Jack taking a balk. Not quite a balk. He didn't really start. He's just resetting. Not a bad play if you're not sure about your shot, you're not sure about your timing and rhythm. Start over. Just start the whole process over. It's a good move there by Blyth. And now he's got a 1-pin lead. Can he extend? It's another good-looking shot. Turn it up. Oh, dead flush. Best shot of the match there by Jack Blyth. And this is absolutely 10 back. Yes, sir. Look at that look of determination. And we can see from behind right over the 16-17 board. And that ball hits exactly the right break point. And watch the way that ball goes through the pins. And there is nothing left. Straight 10 back. Jack now takes the 11-pin lead. We've had already a lead flip-flop. And it looks like we might have a ball return here. Yes, some kind of a mechanical issue. I'll take the opportunity to tell you we will have youth, women's, masters, and team competition as part of this year's tour. And we would like to thank Storm for their sponsorship of the Masters Series, and Cubica AMF for their sponsorship. Cubica AMF for sponsoring the Masters Series, and Storm for sponsoring our Women's Series. Those are the same sponsors as last year, so thank you very much, Cubica AMF and Storm. And here we are waiting for a ball return here on, looks like, lane 22. Again, you can sign up for next year's tour. Go to the Bowling Promotion website and look for information on the 2026-2027 tour. And now Jack gets his ball back, and now he's ready to attack the 7th frame here. Actually, in the background there, you can actually see Amy and Christopher Vialli, some friends of mine. And glad to see them back on the tour. And Jack got that one out to the right and almost airmailed it right. And that's going to be a washout. And it'll cost him some count. He'll still have the lead. But definitely cost him some count. He's going to have to make this split if he wants to keep the lead. You can see his best 6-game series was plus 43, 207 average at Bayou. And Jack straight at the washout and converts. Great shot there by Jack Blyth to retain his lead. And we have quite a match here. And look at this, head pin straight into the 10, just like we drew it up. Great cover there by Jack Blyth. All right, here goes Cheviet. Oh, here's a ball change. And he's gone to reactive resin, so he went deeper. He went a zone in. He gets the strike. That's a bold move in the middle of a 1-game match by Louis Cheviet. Proud of this young man. Just 2 years experience. And he also moved his feet right, and he moved his arrow target 1 arrow to the right. He was looking at 3rd arrow. Now he crossed the 4th arrow. So good for him. A pro move there in the middle of a game when the ball you're throwing is not working, and you move in and try to get a better reaction. Now let's see if he can tame this very tricky left-hand lane to get the double and retain the lead. Here we go. Oh, hold. And it doesn't. It goes Brooklyn. I think we're now seeing that left lane is quite a bit drier. And this could have given him the lead. Unfortunately, hooks through the beak and just the 4-pin this time. That's 3 times he's gone through the beak, none of which were split, so that's lucky. Each time he's left either the 4 or the 4-7 combination. Once again, stay tuned for Marc Chavet's interview after the match. And he covers the 4-pin. And we have a 7-pin match going into the last half of the 8th frame. Some of the other qualifiers, we talked about Tim Foy. Tim missed high qualifying by just 20 pins. Kenny B.O., last year's champion, qualified 3rd. He was 134 pins behind Tim Foy. So Tim Foy and Simon Rosofsky dominating the qualifying. And we'll name some of the other qualifiers after this. Here's Jack on the right lane. He's found the range here. What can he do? It's in a little bit, and that one he did not get to the right. Again, not a lot of hold on this pattern. It's not giving the bowlers a lot of forgiveness if you miss left, if you're a right-hander. You can see that ball crossed about 2 or 3 boards inside of target, and it just takes off. But he'll get the 9 and cling to a 6-pin lead here. As we say, Jack's 4th time participating in the Bowling Promotion Tour. And we have seen Jack over touring the States, bowling tournaments in that country. And a welcome guest of Christopher and Amy Viali. And there's a 3-pin conversion for Jack Blyth. 6-pin match going into the 9th frame. Who will capture our youth title? Again, just a 1-game stepladder here to crown our youth champion. And we'll also have women's masters and team competition for you on this same channel. And there is Jack. That was a beautiful shot. Oh, he got through that very nicely. Very good line position. You could see it on his release. And just what the doctor ordered. Look at that deep knee bend through the shot. He says lay off a little bit, and it does, giving him the foundation frame strike. Jack a possible 209. Louis possible 203. So Jack with ball in hand, no matter what Louis does here, Jack can get up and win the match. And Louis gets it out, and just a little bit left of target, and it misses a little bit left again. Here's your tighter lane, I think. Ball gets out to the break point, just doesn't make that hard turn. Maybe threw it a little bit fast. And that's going to be a 3-pin conversion for Cheviet. Cross lane with the plastic ball. And goes at it and goes by the 3-pin. Oh, inopportune time for that. To miss the 3-pin, that's going to drop his, it's going to increase his deficit to 18 pins now. Now he's almost in a must double situation, is Cheviet. Whereas Jack Blyth has 160, 189 just with a mark. And Louis Cheviet 181 with a double. So he's got a double just to make Jack Blyth mark. So we need this one. He gets it out. And again on that dry lane, another 4-7. And that's 4-7 combinations for Chavet. He did not hit the pocket even once on that left lane. That left lane had his number, unfortunately. And it looks like Jack Blyth is going to claim this youth championship. Again, we talked about the experience of Blyth, but I will tell you, watch out for this young man. And he goes by the 4-7, kind of moot at this point, and he'll end up 159. But I will tell you right now, you will hear more of Louis Cheviet. If he chooses to stay with the game, he has a beautiful game. He just needs to learn a little bit more about equipment choice, especially on the fresh, and a little bit on spares, and adjusting to lanes. And that left lane had his number. He went through the beak 4 times, and then he left 1 pocket shot with the 7-9, so he failed to strike at all on that left lane, and he was able to strike twice on the right lane. And so now Jack getting the appreciative claps as he wraps up the match, and that's through the beak. That's going to be the baby split, but it doesn't matter because he's got the match in hand, and some smiles all around for Jack Blyth, our BPT Youth Series champion. Congratulations to Jack Blyth from England. And he'll go cross lane at this 310. Once again, interview with Marc Chavet with our competitors. Stay tuned for that. And stay tuned on the same channel. And he converts the baby split. He's made a washout and a baby split. So there's a little bit of a clinic being put on there by Mr. Blyth. And watch this. He just gets over and carries the 310. So nice job there. All smiles. And he's pointing, I think, at another ball return, perhaps. Once again, come back to the same channel. We will have an additional 11 matches for you as part of our TV finals. And a huge shout out to our friend Bruno Bidone and Marc Chavet. How about some highlights of the match here? Here's Jack making that washout, which is a huge conversion. Look at that head pin going straight into the 10 pin. Beautiful shot there. He says, yes, sir. Make it. Here's another good looking shot by Jack. I think this one goes dead flush. Sure does. Beautiful shot there. And here is a nice looking ball. This is right after the ball change. And oh, unfortunately goes light on that tighter lane. Does Cheviet. So now Jack will throw his last shot, wrap up his game. He'll be in the 180s. And we will have our youth champion. We'll see some stats for the match, and then we'll have Marc Chavet's interview. And Jack's last shot. What will he do? Gets it to the pocket and leaves a half 10. So 188 for Jack Blyth. There's your winning score. Congratulations to Jack. And now let's have a look at some stats of the match. And then we will have Marc Chavet's interview. Congratulations to both these players. And once again, you will be seeing more of Luis Cheviet. And there's a beautiful, that was the 9th frame there by Jack Blyth. And here is the opening strike by Cheviet. Luis Cheviet, only 2 strikes, both in that right lane. He had 3 opens, 2 at the end of the game where they didn't really matter. One was at 7-9 split, and the rest spares. And we have Jack Blyth, had 5 strikes, 3 spares. He also had 2 opens. And once again, those 2 opens in the 2nd and 3rd frame, but he came back with a triple. Congratulations again to Jack Blyth. We'll see you back here for our next match.
Alongside Louis Cheviet, finishing second behind Jack Blyth. What a match this was, Louis. Évidemment, c'était un match assez compliqué finalement où tu as bien démarré, mais tu n'as pas fini de la même manière.
Oui, j'ai trouvé la ligne tout de suite au début avec la Black Hammer, mais j'ai eu des difficultés après au milieu de partie lorsque Jack a enchaîné les strikes.
Well, Louis telling us he got off to a great start. It was a little more difficult with the Black Hammer midway through the match, and then, of course, Jack just upped his game, went all the way to get the W. Louis finishing second behind Jack, terminant à la place de 2e derrière Jack aujourd'hui. Il y avait pas d'autre solution pour toi.
Non. Mais je suis très content de ce parcours. Et pour une première, j'ai pris vraiment énormément de plaisir.
So Louis telling us he enjoyed the whole process, making it all the way to the final in the under 23 category, just enjoyed his ride to the top, finishing second. Thank you so much. Alongside Jack Blyth after the match, what a game this was, Jack. It started a bit in a complicated way, but you were able to claw your way back up in the match and get the W. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, the start to the match was kind of a rough one, but I'm kind of glad that during frames 4 to 6 I was able to turkey, which kind of got me a bit more comfortable back bowling on TV again after 2 years. So yeah, I'm really, really glad and happy with how I played the rest of the game. I did leave 2 quite interesting leaves, but I'm kind of glad that I sped them up. It allowed me to get the win, so I'm very, very happy. Thank you.
Very happy, and obviously finishing 9th place on the Cubica AMF Masters. Unfortunate position, but this is kind of a consolation prize to get the W in the under 23 category.
I mean, yeah, yesterday was a really, really rough day during the Masters, but unfortunately I missed the cut by 40 pins, which is okay. You know, I've bowled the tour for 4 years now, and I'm so grateful for Bruno and Odile, you know, continuing to support me and inviting me back. So I really, really appreciate it. But this experience is just something that I've loved for years, and it's amazing to meet new people and also spend time with friends I've known for a long time. So I can't wait to support them in the Masters, and hopefully they can come and win with a win too. So, but yeah, no, thank you.
Jack Blyth, thank you so much. Congrats.